So what are some relationships that scare you all? Anyone? Some relationships, so be honest, right? So what are some relationships that scare us? In-laws, okay? That's fair, that's fair. I was not expecting that one, so thank you, okay? Anyone else? Your boss, you said? Okay. No? Anyone else? The government. Whoa, I mean, this is a good crowd. I like this a lot. It's a good crowd, right? But how do we get to relationships? Like, how do we actually build really strong, healthy relationships? One, they have to start with understanding and empathy, right? Like real understanding and empathy. So what is empathy, right? It's the ability to see yourself in someone else. It's the ability to feel what someone else has gone through, which draws you a little closer. And then next, you got to have genuine respect, right? Like real respect for someone else. And then thirdly, you have to have positive intent, which is a hard one, right? Because when someone says something to you, you're like, I didn't like that. But if you think that that person's operating with positive intent, you could go, I can talk to you about it because I'm going to assume that you didn't really mean that. And the last one is trust and candor. If we have a real relationship, then I can say, what you just said hurt me, and here's why. Because we're operating from empathy, genuine respect, positive intent, and trust and candor. That's a relationship. That's a real relationship, right? So let's think of a practical example of why relationships and family wins out when thinking about diversity and inclusion. So I have a friend. Her name is Kimberly Crenshaw. Anybody ever heard of Kimberly Crenshaw? So for those of you who don't know who Kimberly Crenshaw is, she is, I would say, the genius, the brains, the bronze behind the word that we talked about earlier, which is intersectionality, right? Like she is the mother of that. She created this idea that people sit at certain intersections, right? So we all have different markers of identity. But if you're a lesbian, Latino woman who's an immigrant, who is differently abled, you sit at multiple intersections. So if you're a part of a corporation that has an ERG group, which one do you go to? Maybe Monday you go to the to the women's group. And then on Tuesday, maybe you say, you know what, maybe I'll show up to the differently able group. And maybe she's a veteran. So maybe she just splits herself in 6, right? But that's not really logical or possible, right? So how does this person show up within your organization? Like, which group does she go to? When we're thinking about the work of intersectionality, which group does she go to? If she wants to feel a part of the family of your organization, right? So if we think about the same-sex marriage movement, why was it so successful? Any thoughts? This is a smart room here. Yes?
People identified with the people they love.
Family. Family, right? Family. From President Obama to our next president, Hillary Clinton, right? All right? I said that out loud, didn't I? I'm sorry. Wrong crowd. I apologize. Wrong crowd. To even my mother. So when I came out to my mother, and my mother's heard me tell this story, so she won't be offended, the second thing she said to me was that, you're already black. The second thing she said to me was that you're already black, after she said that that was an abomination, right? Because she understood that I was going to be sitting at multiple intersections. She may have not been able to use the language of intersectionality, but she understood that I would be sitting at another intersection, that I would be further marginalized. And she didn't articulate it in such a way. She said it in a lot of mean ways, right? But she understood that I would be sitting at multiple intersections, and she was afraid for me. But the fact that I was in the family, right? She moved through understanding, empathy, respect, positive intent, all these different things. And after 2 years, now my mom and my partner, they text and they tweet and they make me sick, right? She doesn't even call and ask for me. I'm like, when you gonna call and check on me? You know? Where's Benjamin, right? But the same-sex marriage movement has given us the template to do diversity and inclusion work the right way. Embody the idea of family. People evolved because someone in their family, or someone who they even considered family, right? So some of us have cousins who aren't really our family, but we call them cousins, right? And that person said, hey, I'm gay, I'm lesbian, I'm trans. And someone said, I'm going to spend some time getting to understand you. I'm going to empathize with you. I'm going to see myself in you. And then I'm going to grow and evolve. And I'm going to intentionally be uncomfortable. Because being uncomfortable is the space that we all have to be in as we're doing the work of diversity and inclusion. You've got to remain uncomfortable all the time.